Okay, the first thing I see is got a nice big steering wheel, simple dash layout. You've got speedometer here and speed there, rev gauge, fuel, engine temperature. Emergency lights is on and off. The radio, I don't use the radio, it's got aircon. Of course this is a new truck and everything works perfectly. Most of the trucks I drive have got, they're like 7 to 15 years old and all the automatics don't really work properly anymore. But this is new. It tracks very straight. There's a hill just up the road behind me and a lot of the other trucks it'll wave about, but this truck went effortlessly over the same area. Brakes are a little bit different. That's off all the way back there, but if you check it from outside the cab it's easy to see what position it's in, so that's good. Putting it into gear, that's reverse, and that's that's reverse, and that's going straight ahead. That reminds me of the DAF a lot, DAF. The only complaint I've got is the space down here, and I've got work boots on and I brush up hard against the brakes there, so that's the accelerator, and you can probably see there that it's getting jammed on the side there. That's the lights on and off. Another complaint I've got is this area here for the paperwork. I think they could at least make it like a little bit bigger. That's A4 paper there, but these folders and whatnot, they won't fit in there. Only just. I suppose it's okay. It's just anything a little bit bigger will just slide forward. So your trailer brake is there. It's got a good bunk. It's quite a well laid out truck actually. You're not as far away as the trailer. You're fairly close to the trailer. You know, you get a truck like that over there, and the it's a single cab and it's fairly well forward of the trailer. But this actually has a good turning radius. And as I say, the bunk at the back, you know, that's fairly good. It's got a slide along curtain. This I can tell this is a European type of design. They don't usually last, or they're not as strong as the Western trucks like Western Star, Kenworth. I've never driven a Peterbilt, but I'd say that they'd be a good sturdy truck. So there it is. I've only driven it a fairly short distance. I like the steering wheel and the seating position in relation to the steering wheel and the dash. It's actually not a bad truck. Could possibly be my favourite European style cab over. Not very confident about the long-term reliability. I think it'd be a different story at say 500,000 or 1 million kilometres. For hard working or high kilometre or high mileage trucks, I think you're far better off with a Kenworth or a Western Star. See that Kenworth cab over, that's around about the same size as this, and that's a much more robust truck. That's what they use here for the B doubles. Got the pull down blinds. And that cord there is what brings it up, and pull down blind here to stop a little bit of skin cancer from forming, and that just pushes back. That Mercedes over there, that type of Mercedes, and the older ones I think are the worst, because they've got a sensor on the back of the automatic transmissions that don't work. And the automatic transmissions aren't reliable. You know, we've got one 10 years old, that one doesn't work. That's a fairly new one. That doesn't work either. We have to get out and put water on the sensor, or tap it with an iron bar to get it to work. The Sterling, that's a Sterling there, they're fairly slow, but as they're aging, they're not having so many problems. The only real issue with the Sterling I can think of is you have to push in the clutch. It's a clutch automatic, clutch activated, and you've got to push the clutch in so far you nearly break your back and the seat to get it to go into drive. But apart from that, they're a bit slow, but they're an okay truck. This business does have Western Star trucks. They're the best, probably the most reliable. They do go into to the mechanic to get fixed every now and then. The ones with the 18-speed gearbox, Western Stars with Cummins engines, that's a really good truck. You're going to have a good day if you go out with one of them. See, this is what I'm saying about this little area here, that the wind comes in and it can blow that straight out the window like it did a few seconds ago. I've just backed the truck in, and one thing that happened is with the big steering wheel, I did smash my arm on the side rest there. You can see that there's not much room, and I did smash it. Another thing, these truck automatics, they lunge, like they lope forward. It's either they'll either move, or you got to give a lot of acceleration. Beg your pardon, they won't move at all, or you have to put the foot in, and it sort of has a lunging effect. Whereas I find the 18-speed manual or constant mesh gearbox, you've got a lot more control over the truck. One thing about the truck is I seem to be able to clear the rear wheels of the trailer much better. I don't know whether I'm trying harder or what it is, but it seems that way. Okay, at the end of the day, I'd say that the strong points of this truck is the seating position, the good big steering wheel. I know from driving in the city that you can hit the sides of the curb and you can be sort of dragged up and to the left if it's on the left. But this, you got good holding ability. The gear selection is another strong point of this truck. Another good thing about this truck, it's probably very hard to see, but when you press the button for up, it goes up and it stops straight away. Same with down, so that's a real bonus, because sometimes they keep going up or keep going down.